Chosen one, take a slow breath and let your whole being settle. You didn't land here because of coincidence or simple curiosity. You were led, you were called. Every step you've taken has brought you to this exact moment, arranged with a precision far greater than anything you could plan. This isn't chance. This is a divine appointment, set in motion long before you even realized you were searching for something more. Right now, something in the unseen is moving on your behalf, and a part of you already knows it. You can feel the shift, that quiet pull in your spirit, telling you that life is about to open in a new way. You're standing at the edge of a turning point, one that's been building through every challenge, every delay, every silent prayer. And now, at this very moment, your heart is finally ready to hear what it's been prepared for. So, listen closely. What's coming next is not accidental. It's aligned, intentional, and meant for you. Chosen one, you're standing on the edge of something far bigger than you can see right now. A breakthrough that doesn't come from effort alone, but from a divine shift that's already taking shape around you. This is the beginning of a transfer, a realignment, a moment where heaven is arranging every detail of your path with intention. Nothing happening in your life right now is random. Every delay, every closed door, every unexpected turn has been part of a larger design guiding you toward what's coming next. God is moving in places you cannot yet see, setting pieces in motion behind the scenes. He's preparing a blessing that reaches beyond your finances and into the core of your life. It will shape your future, adjust your direction, strengthen your relationships, and steady the pace of your destiny. And just as the scripture in Habakkuk 2-3 reminds us, the vision waits for its appointed time. It may seem slow, but it never arrives late. That appointed time is no longer far off. It's approaching, it's unfolding, it's beginning right now. In this very moment, you're hearing these words. This message didn't reach you by chance. It found you because heaven is nudging you to get ready. Something is forming in the unseen, something carrying restoration, provision, and a renewed sense of purpose. So, let your heart open for a moment. Let yourself hear what your spirit has been leaning toward. Chosen one, what you're sensing right now is real. It isn't imagination, and it isn't coincidence. It's alignment. When heaven begins to move in a person's life, the first sign isn't always a door swinging wide. Sometimes it starts as a quiet stirring inside you, a feeling you can't quite explain, a shift you can sense even before you see anything change. And that is exactly where you are standing. You're at a divine intersection where timing, purpose, and destiny meet. What comes next isn't just explanation, it's a release. It's a transfer into your spirit that reaches deeper than ordinary words. You've carried questions in the quiet hours of the night, questions you've tried to tuck away because they ache in places only God can reach. But heaven has heard every one of them. Heaven is not watching from a distance. Heaven is involved. This alignment you feel, even with someone younger, is not random or misplaced. It's a sign that God is rearranging the pieces around you because He has already begun shifting something inside you. What you're sensing is preparation. What you're stepping into is purpose. And what is coming toward you is meant for you. And I want you to take this in with your whole heart, without rushing past it. The alignment forming in your life right now isn't only about romance. It carries something deeper, something prophetic. It's connected to the next rise in your life, to the season of provision that's waiting for you, to the increase that's been gathering behind closed doors. You're not being given a partner just to ease loneliness or fill empty spaces. You're being placed beside someone who will draw out the next level of who you are. Someone who helps activate the part of your purpose you couldn't access on your own. Anointed one, I understand what it feels like to wrestle with timing. I know the weight of looking back at your life and wondering why certain blessings seemed delayed, why some breakthroughs required so many tears, why prayers you whispered with all your strength, sat in silence for longer than you expected. I remember walking through my own season of not knowing, asking God why the people I believed would stay were the first to walk away, why the ones I trusted most couldn't carry the deeper parts of my heart. In those moments, it was hard to see that loss was making space, that separation was shaping direction, that unanswered prayers were protecting me from futures I wasn't meant to live. And right now, whether you see it clearly or only feel it faintly, that same kind of divine shaping is happening for you. And in that wilderness season, God spoke words that I didn't understand at the time, but would later become the anchor of my entire journey. He whispered the same truth. He's speaking to you now. I am not delaying you. I am preparing you. I didn't see it then, but preparation often feels like loss until the moment alignment finally appears. Chosen one, you've walked through your own stretching. You've been refined in ways that few people ever see. You've been tested, humbled, rebuilt, and lifted again. You've kept moving through seasons that would have broken others, and you grew in places where most would have given up. All of that has shaped you into someone God can now trust, with a connection that isn't ordinary. This next relationship carries healing, purpose, and legacy. It is part of the calling on your life. And hear this clearly. The younger soul being aligned with you is not arriving with instability or immaturity. They're arriving with a purity of heart, with openness, with a depth shaped by their own storms. They're not coming to take from you, but to build with you. They're not coming to complicate your path, but to complement it. Their spirit carries something that matches what you've grown into, and the timing of this connection is proof that heaven has been preparing both of you at the same time, each in your own way, for this exact moment. Their youth is not a flaw, it's a doorway. It's a vessel God can fill with fresh strength, fresh joy, and a new way of seeing the world that will breathe life back into you. And I want you to take this in without hesitation. The timing of this connection is not accidental, it is divine. Heaven is using this alignment to move you into more than companionship. You are being positioned for expansion, for increase, for a supernatural flow that will reach every corner of your life. It will touch your heart, your finances, your faith, your vision, and the future you're stepping toward. The same God who declares in Isaiah 40:28 that he never grows weary is the one renewing you now. He's reminding you that nothing in your life is behind schedule. You are exactly where you need to be. Chosen one, what is coming toward you is not disorder, it is clarity. It is not uncertainty, it is confirmation. As this alignment begins to unfold, your spirit will sense it before your mind can explain it. That is the nature of divine things. The heart recognizes truth long before the intellect understands what is happening. And soon, you'll look back and see that every moment, every delay, every shift pushed you right here to the threshold of something you were always meant to receive. Chosen one, as we continue, I want you to open your spirit even wider, because what comes next speaks directly to the places you've tried to quiet, the places you've carried alone. This younger partner being aligned with you is not just a relationship, it's part of a divine strategy woven into your path. God isn't only sending love into your life, he's sending alignment, restoration, and renewal, wrapped in the presence of another soul. You've carried wisdom forged through storms, grace shaped by wounds, and strength born from seasons when you were unseen and underestimated. And heaven knows that what you carry can't be matched by someone who has only lived on the surface. This younger soul isn't coming to drain you or depend on your strength alone. They're coming with the capacity to draw from what you've learned and to pour something back into you that you didn't know you were missing. They carry a freshness that complements your depth, and together that creates balance. Chosen one, let me speak from a place of experience, because I've walked through seasons where divine timing made no sense until I was on the other side of it. There were times when I prayed for companionship, yet heaven answered with refinement. Times when I longed for connection, but God allowed separation instead. I thought I was being denied, but the truth was that I was being shaped. Every delay was preparing me. Every quiet season was strengthening my spirit. And when the right person finally appeared, something in me recognized them instantly. My spirit said, "This is why the waiting was necessary." What looked like delay was actually divine engineering, setting every piece in place so that when alignment arrived, it would fit flawlessly into the story God was writing in my life. And that is exactly what God is doing in your life right now. Heaven is not pairing you according to age or the expectations people place on you. Heaven is aligning you according to purpose, assignment, and destiny. It's not about the number of years you've lived. It's about the weight of spiritual capacity you carry, the depth of understanding you've gained, and the grace you've been shaped by. And the person being aligned with you has been prepared with the same level of intentionality. They've prayed prayers you never heard. They've shed tears you never saw. They've asked God for someone who understands the language of their soul, not just the desires of their body. They're searching for truth, for stability, for the kind of love that settles the heart instead of stirring chaos. They're longing for the kind of peace you naturally bring into a room. Chosen one, the world may misunderstand this alignment. People may question it, judge it, or try to fit it into their own logic. But the world didn't write your destiny. God did. And God does not operate according to cultural timelines, human expectations, or the logic society uses to measure relationships. He moves according to purpose. He aligns according to calling. He blesses according to what he knows you can carry. This connection isn't about what looks normal to others. It's about what fits spiritually, emotionally, and prophetically in your life. And when God orchestrates a union, he isn't concerned with opinions. He's concerned with destiny. When heaven chooses someone for you, it's never random. It's because their presence unlocks something in you, and your presence awakens something in them. That's why this connection feels different. It reaches deeper than attraction. It feels ancient and new at the same time, as if prophecy is finally meeting fulfillment. And yes, there will be a financial shift connected to this alignment, not because of who they are alone, but because of who the two of you become when your purposes merge. Heaven always funds partnerships that serve destiny. When God aligns two souls for a mission, resources begin to move, ideas begin to flow, clarity becomes sharper, and opportunities seem to rise out of nowhere. That is not coincidence. That is divine rhythm settling into place. I need you to receive this with reverence. The love coming toward you is not meant to distract you or slow you down. It is being sent to position you. It's meant to strengthen your foundation, expand your capacity, sharpen your vision, and usher you into a season where you're no longer carrying your calling alone. Heaven pairs purpose with purpose. Heaven aligns assignment with assignment. And this younger partner carries something you once buried along the way, a purity you thought you lost, a courage you forgot you had, a softness that survival tried to harden. Chosen one, this connection will not shrink you. It will stretch you. It will not weaken you. It will water you. It will not confuse you. It will confirm you. And the reason your spirit feels both excitement and a quiet fear is because your heart recognizes the truth of this alignment before your mind can fully process it. That is how divine things work. As we move into this next revelation, slow your heart for a moment and truly receive what heaven is highlighting. This is the part where the stirring you've been feeling starts to make sense, why certain memories have resurfaced, why old emotions have risen, why you've been sensing a pull towards something you couldn't name. This is not imagination, it is preparation. The Spirit has been positioning every detail of your life for a connection that carries healing, purpose, and timing written long before this moment. Chosen one, you've walked through seasons where your worth felt uncertain, seasons where people mishandled your loyalty, minimized your depth, or failed to honor what you brought into their lives. You endured doors that led to disappointment and vulnerabilities that led to betrayal. And yet, somehow, you stayed soft, you stayed faithful, you kept believing in love, even when love seemed to forget you. That resilience was never accidental. It is exactly why heaven can now trust you with something sacred. The younger partner being aligned with you is not coming to take advantage of your kindness. They're coming because they recognize its value. They see in you something rare, the ability to love with both strength and tenderness, to carry truth without losing compassion. Their spirit is drawn to authenticity, to emotional integrity, to the quiet steadiness you carry. With you, they will feel safe, not because you're flawless, but because you're honest, present, and real. And hear this clearly. This alignment is not heaven's solution to loneliness. It is heaven's strategy for purpose. Everything about their spirit complements yours. Where they are bright, you are steady. Where they are hopeful, you are wise. Where they bring fresh perspective, you bring grounding. Heaven is weaving a partnership that multiplies rather than drains, that expands rather than restricts. And I know you worry sometimes about whether your past might interfere with what God is bringing. But your past didn't disqualify you. It refined you. It taught you discernment, boundaries, and spiritual authority. And this younger soul won't be intimidated by the path you've walked. They'll be grateful for it, because your journey becomes the anchor that steadies their own calling. In their presence, you'll feel something you haven't felt in a long time: ease. Not the kind that comes from comfort, but the kind that comes from clarity. The kind that lets your shoulders relax, your breath deepen, and your heart soften, as if whispering, "I don't have to pretend here." Chosen one, this connection will ask you to release an old story, the one that told you love must be hard, delayed, or painful to be real. This younger partner isn't coming with confusion. They're coming with intention. They won't toy with your emotions. They won't offer inconsistency. They won't drain your spirit. They will approach you with the respect that comes from their own healing. And yes, this alignment will stir old fears. The fear of vulnerability, the fear of being hurt again, the fear of opening your heart after so much mending. But remember this, fear is not a prophecy. It's simply a sign that your heart is waking up to something real. Chosen one, hear this with your whole spirit. The love that's approaching your life is not fragile or uncertain. It is strengthened by destiny, protected by divine timing, and shaped by orchestration far greater than anything you could create on your own. Your spirit already senses its arrival, because your soul has been quietly preparing to recognize what is meant for you. As we continue, hold this truth close. Heaven is not leading you into a connection that drains your strength, distracts your focus, or pulls you away from your purpose. Heaven is aligning you with someone who lifts you, someone who holds your heart without shaking it, someone who can see the depth in you without fearing it, someone who stands beside you without needing to compete with you. This new season of your life is not about repeating old cycles. It is about stepping into a partnership that reflects who you have become after all the healing, all the growing, and all the rising you have done. This is not about your past self. This is about the you that has emerged from every trial stronger and clearer. And chosen one, you need to hear this with honesty. You have outgrown connections built from survival. You have outgrown partnerships that relied on insecurity, emotional imbalance, or convenient attachment. You have outgrown people who were drawn to your light but never honored your soul. And when heaven sees that you no longer fit inside the spaces that once kept you small, heaven introduces someone who can hold the fullness of who you are becoming. This is why the younger soul being aligned with you carries a different spirit. They are arriving with openness rather than fear, humility rather than ego, and reverence rather than entitlement. They will not cling to your wounds or use your past against you. They will honor the wisdom your journey shaped in you. They will treat your heart with care, not caution, because they understand the weight and beauty of what you carry. This is the alignment heaven has prepared you for. And this is the love that is coming. This alignment coming into your life is not just relational, it is deeply restorative. You've spent years pouring into others, giving even when you were exhausted, loving even when it stretched you thin. You've carried people through storms while quietly carrying wounds of your own. You've been the steady anchor for those who never learned how to steady you in return. But this time, chosen one, God is sending someone whose very presence brings peace. Someone who steps into your life gently, meeting you in the places where you've held softness, where you've held scars and joy, where you've held silence. Their presence won't pull from you, it will replenish you. And I want to speak directly to something you've been holding in the quiet corners of your heart, the fear that you'll fall back into old patterns, that you'll end up in another cycle where you give too much and receive too little. That fear is not a warning, it's residue. Residue from seasons where you were unmatched, unseen, or taken for granted. But heaven is washing that residue away. The connection that's approaching your life has been filtered through divine timing, divine protection, and divine intention. This person isn't coming to take from you. They're coming to build with you. They're not arriving with expectations that weigh you down. They're arriving with honor, with respect, with the emotional maturity to appreciate who you are and what you carry. I understand the worry that your softness might be mishandled. I've walked that road myself. There was a season when I guarded my heart so tightly, I forgot what it felt like to be seen without performing, to be chosen without needing to earn it. But when God aligns the right soul with yours, something inside you shifts. Panic turns into peace. Confusion dissolves into clarity. Fear softens into rest. Your heart remembers its strength. Your spirit remembers its ability to trust. And that is what this younger partner will awaken in you, not immaturity, but innocence restored, not naivety, but renewal. They will remind you what it feels like to laugh freely, to dream boldly, to trust without trembling. They will bring back the feeling of youth, not in age, but in spirit, reviving the parts of you life has weighed down. This connection is God's way of watering the soil of your heart, the soil life tried to dry out. It is His way of saying you are not finished, you are not too late. Your story is not slowing down. Your heart still has chapters waiting to be written, and this alignment marks the beginning of one of the most beautiful ones yet. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season where your love life becomes a reflection of heaven's kindness, a season where you are not only loved, but seen, known, and honored in ways you have long deserved. A season where partnership becomes a place of prophecy rather than pain, where connection brings clarity instead of confusion. And as this alignment approaches, your spirit will feel lighter, not heavier. You will feel anticipation rise in your chest, rather than anxiety tightening around your heart. That is how you will know heaven is involved. Chosen one, as we move deeper into this revelation, hear this from the voice of someone who has walked through valleys, breakthroughs, and the long stretch of waiting. Heaven is not aligning you with a younger partner to complicate your journey. Heaven is completing a divine cycle that has been unfolding quietly for years. This new alignment is not meant to replace what you lost or fix what went wrong in the past. It is meant to usher you into what was always meant to find you once you became healed enough, whole enough, and strong enough to receive it. You have carried burdens no one saw you lift. You have survived seasons that would have crushed others. You've held your own heart together when no one had the capacity to hold it for you. And because of that, you now carry something rare, a depth of compassion, a spiritual maturity, and a quiet strength that cannot be taught, only lived. The younger soul being aligned with you has been prepared by heaven to meet that depth with reverence, not fear. They are not stepping into your life as someone who needs you to rescue them. They are coming as someone who recognizes the sacredness of who you are. And hear this clearly. Age does not determine spiritual capacity. Oil does. Calling does. Destiny does. You have walked through fire, yes, but they have walked through storms of their own. Where their spirit is tender, yours is wise. Where your spirit is steady, theirs is vibrant. Heaven is bringing together what human logic would never dare to match. This is how divine pairings work. They do not fit by human standards, but by spiritual symmetry. And this younger partner brings something your soul has been craving, not immaturity, but lightness, not recklessness, but joy. They carry a frequency that lifts heaviness off your shoulders, laughter that softens the air around you, and a gentleness that reminds you strength and tenderness can coexist. This alignment is not only emotional or spiritual, it is protective. Heaven is placing someone beside you who sees what others ignored, hears what others dismissed, and values what others overlooked. Someone who recognizes the cost of your wisdom and understands that your strength is healed softness, not hardened edges. Someone who knows how to hold a soul that has carried kingdoms in silence. And I've learned through my own journey that when God aligns you with the right soul, it feels like peace before it feels like passion. It feels like clarity before chemistry. It feels like safety before excitement. That is how you will know this connection is from heaven. Your nervous system will calm, your mind will quiet, and your heart will relax into a peace that whispers, "This is safe. This is mine." And yes, this alignment will shift your path financially too. When heaven assigns a partnership, heaven funds the destiny attached to it. Ideas will return, opportunities will rise. New doors will open because you will no longer be carrying everything alone. The right partner multiplies what God placed inside you, they never drain it. Chosen one, this is not the kind of love you chase. This is the kind that arrives as confirmation, the kind that feels like prophecy fulfilled, the kind that reminds you heaven never forgot you, it was preparing you. Breathe deeply now and let this truth settle. You are stepping into a season where God is aligning you not only with a younger partner, but with a version of yourself you have not seen in years. This season is about becoming restored, renewed, expanded, and finally free. You have lived in survival mode for far too long. You were strong because you had no other choice, wise because life forced it, guarded because vulnerability cost you too much. But this alignment is not calling you to survive. It is calling you to live again, to breathe without fear, to love without shrinking, to walk without carrying the weight of old wounds on your back. This younger partner will play a sacred role in that transformation, not because they are perfect, but because they carry the purity that balances your depth. Their softness reaches places in you that hardened out of necessity. Their joy touches parts of your spirit that were put away to stay safe. Their presence awakens the part of you that still believes, hopes, and dreams. I speak this from experience. There was a time when I believed some blessings were no longer meant for me, that I had aged out of them, grown too tired, seen too much. I convinced myself certain forms of love belonged only to younger hearts. But then God sent someone who didn't fit any logic, someone who made no sense on paper, but made perfect sense in spirit. Suddenly, the years that I thought disqualified me became the very thing that grounded the connection. My depth became foundation. Their freshness became wind. My wisdom anchored us. Their joy lifted us. Balance was born. That is what is coming to you. This younger partner will see beyond your years, into your essence. They will value your wisdom, not your wounds. They will honor your strength, but also see the tenderness you've been protecting. This connection isn't meant to revive only your heart. It is meant to revive your destiny. Ideas will flow again. Creativity will return. Hope will feel natural, not forced. Life will feel lighter, because this alignment is not rooted in human attraction, but in heavenly assignment. Heaven is not giving you a replacement for what you lost. Heaven is giving you a reward for what you survived. You are stepping into a season where the love you give will finally be matched, where you no longer pour into someone who cannot pour back, where you no longer shrink to keep someone else comfortable. And this younger partner will not fear your strength, they will cherish it. They will not be intimidated by your experience, they will learn from it. They will not misunderstand your depth, they will feel safe in it. Their reverence will be genuine, their presence will feel like peace, not pressure. And this alignment is not about your past, it is about your becoming. A sign that your wilderness season is over and your season of renewal, joy, and restoration has begun. Heaven is saying, you have carried enough. Now let someone carry you too. You have been the strong one your entire life, but you were never meant to hold everything alone. This younger partner is bringing a softness that will not weaken you, but heal you. A softness that does not diminish your strength, but reveals the version of you that has been waiting beneath the armor. Understand this truth. You were never too much. You were simply too deep for shallow hearts, too seasoned for immature souls, too anointed for those who lacked the capacity to hold your calling. Heaven has been pruning relationships that were too small for your next chapter, clearing space for someone who fits the fullness of who you are. This younger soul was preserved and positioned for you, not randomly, but intentionally. And when they arrive, something in you will exhale, not because you depend on them, but because your spirit will recognize, I don't have to fight here. I don't have to perform here. I can breathe here. Divine alignment brings ease. It brings clarity. It brings confirmation. And in their presence, you will feel seen with a reverence that heals. Chosen one, you are not stepping into a love story. You are stepping into destiny. What's coming will restore everything life tried to take. As this message comes to its close, open your spirit to the final confirmation. This younger partner is not a coincidence. They are a fulfillment, the manifestation of a promise that has been maturing in silence for years. Heaven is aligning you with someone whose soul recognizes yours beyond logic. While the world sees age, heaven sees assignment. While the world sees numbers, heaven sees purpose. And your purpose aligns with theirs flawlessly. You have carried wisdom shaped by storms. They have carried purity shaped by surrender. Together, you form a balance heaven intentionally designed. You may wonder, why now, after so many closed doors? Because timing matters. Heaven cannot release what the heart is not ready to hold. You were not merely waiting, you were becoming, and they were becoming too. Now, your journeys intersect at a divine moment. Their presence will restore joy you didn't know you lost. Their lightness will make you feel alive again. Their admiration will come from recognizing who you are when no one is watching. Heaven did not bring them to challenge your worth, but to confirm it. Your calling is ageless. Your spirit is timeless. You are ready. And yes, this alignment will touch every area of your life emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially. Where unity exists, heaven releases provision. What is coming is steady, ordained, holy. You will know it by the peace that settles when they enter your life. Your waiting was never punishment, it was protection. And now heaven declares, you are right on time. If your heart is ready, simply whisper, I receive this alignment. Chosen one, you are stepping into prophecy fulfilled. Walk forward with reverence, expectation, and gratitude. Heaven is guiding every step. Your breakthrough is already unfolding.